So after stitching, it will cover up the pockets, and as you can see, the edges of my flap is not laying exactly on the edges of the pocket. It's a little bit more, so that is about 1/8 of an inch on this side and 1/8 of an inch on this side. So that is the extra 1/4 of an inch I told you will be adding on the wideness of the flap. I will stitch this. After stitching, I will turn it to the right side like this. Then I will give the two flaps a very good press. So after pressing, then I will place it just the way I showed you. Then I will attach the flap. Welcome back, guys, to the second part of our Danshiki sewing tutorial. In the last episode, I told you guys I will be attaching the flap on both pockets, and as you can see, I've done that. And in case you missed the first part of this sewing tutorial, the link to the video is in the description area below. Kindly check it out after now. So as you can see, I have my flap attached, and you can see the space I have in between the pockets and the flap. Then before I attached my flap, after giving it a good press, as I said, I top stitch on the flap all around. Okay, so apart from the parts I attached on the bodies, then after attaching this, I top stitch on the upper part as well, and I repeated the same process on the bigger pockets. So having done this, let's move to the next step. So the next step is to join the shoulder lines of the front and the back panels together. So now I have my front panel, as you can see, and this is the back panel. I don't have anything to do on the back panel, so I will be positioning this right side facing each other. So the right side of the front facing the right side of the back panel. Then I will join the shoulder lines, and don't forget we have the sleeve together with the shoulder line, like so. So I'm going to join this from the neckline point to the sleeve point. So I will stitch with 1/2 an inch of seam allowance I added. Okay, then I will have it like so, and on the right side, so this is what I have. Now as you can see, there is no opening at all on the Danshiki. So if I close the two shoulder lines, there will be no opening, but after stitching, I will open this up and attach an invisible zipper on the shoulder line, and this is going to fall on the left hand side. So that is where the smaller pocket falls. So I will be leaving about 6 inches for the opening. So this is what the wearer will be using in putting the Danshiki on and off. So from here, I will mark my seam allowance. So that is before joining the shoulder line. I will have joined the right side. I will join this from the neckline to this point, that is on the right hand side. But as for the left hand side, I will leave an opening of 6 inches after the seam allowance I have on the neckline. I have 1/2 an inch here. Then from the 1/2 an inch point, I will measure 6 inches, which makes this 6.5 inches. So which means the joining is going to start from the 6.5 inches point to these edges. Then after joining, I will have some of the shoulder line opened, as you can see. So I will have it open like so. Then I will be attaching my invisible zipper. In case you don't know how to attach an invisible zipper, I've linked up a video in the description area where you can learn how to attach this zipper neatly without having any issue. So guys, I will be going to my sewing machine and I will carry out all I just explained. I will join the right side completely. I will join part of the left hand side and I will attach my invisible zipper. So guys, now I have the shoulder lines joined together, as you can see, and I've attached the invisible zipper on the left hand side. So you can see what I have. So the next step is to finish the neckline area. in finishing the neckline, I will be making use of the taping I've cut out. So you can see this piece. So the measurement I used in cutting this out is 2 inches. So I folded in half of an inch here, half of an inch here. Then I have this unfold as well. So at the end of the day, I end up having half of an inch for the height. I fused the wrong side and I folded in the edges. So now I will be finishing the neckline. So the positioning goes thus: the right side of my piece facing the wrong side of my danshiki, like so, and I will start from the zipper allowance. Okay, so I've pinned this together all around. Then I will take it to my sewing machine and I will stitch with the seam allowance I added all around from edges to edges. After stitching, I will flip the seam allowance inward, so the seam allowance will be facing upward, like so. It will lay on the taping piece. Then I will apply a top stitch. So the top stitching is going to be on the wrong side. So after top stitching, then I will take it to my ironing board. I will fold this over to the wrong side and I will give it a press. You can see what I have. So after pressing, then I will go back to my sewing machine and I will apply an edge stitches. So the edge stitches will be the finishing on the neckline area. So I will stitch all around and I will stitch on the upper part of the taping as well. So when I'm done, I will be back to show you the next step. Now I have the neckline finished properly, as you can see, and I have the zipper attached on the shoulder line. So this is going to be the opening for the wearer to put on and off the danshiki. So guys, the last step is to close the side and hem the lower part. So in closing the side, I will turn my danshiki to the wrong side, so which means the right side will be facing the right side, and I will make sure the lower parts are aligned properly. So guys, now I've aligned the hemline properly, as you can see. So from the shoulder line, so which is the folded part, I will measure the chest level measurements, that is half of the armhole circumference measurement. And for this wearer, half of the armhole circumference measurement is 8.5 inches, but I will add half of an inch as his, so which make this 9 inches. So from the 9 inches point, I will stitch with 1 inch of seam allowance. So from this edge, I will take it downward with the amount of seam allowance I added. Then I will take it downward to the hemline, and I will repeat the same process on the other side. So after stitching, I will have it like so. So let's assume I've stitched the both sides of my danshiki. Then I will turn it to the right side, and this is what I have on the right side. So as you can see, so this part is going to be the sleeve. Okay, then on this point, so which is the point I started stitching, I will notch this up to the seam allowance point. So the notching will come after stitching. Then I will fold in the sleeve area and hem. So you can hem this with a quality hemming tape or stitch all around. Okay, so after hemming the sleeve, so this is how it will look like. You can see what I have. So if you want to use an hemming tape, definitely you will have to overlock the edges of your fabrics. Then apply your hemming tape or fold in the edges and apply a straight stitches. So after hemming this side, I will go to the other side and repeat the same process. Then to the hemline, from the hemline I will leave about 5 inches upward. so which means the side will not be closed completely, so that there will be a free movement for the wearer. So I will hold it like this, fold this part inward, okay, then I will hem the lower part. So on this side as well, I will fold it, I will stitch, fold it over like so. So with the amount of hemming allowance I added, folding the edges also, then stitch. So with this I will have opening on the hemline on both sides of my danshiki. Okay guys, so I will be going to my sewing machine, then I will close the side. Let me turn this to the wrong side. So when I get to my sewing machine, firstly I will measure half of the armhole downward from these edges, the folded part of the shoulder line, and I'll add extra half of an inch as is. Then I will stitch from the chest level point with the amount of seam allowance I added. I think I added 0.75. So I will take it downward from there, and I will leave about 5 inches. The 5 inches is not going to be together with the hem allowance, so which means after my hem allowance I will have 5 inches opened. After hemming I will have 5 inches by the side, so I will stitch and stop on the 5 inches point. Then on the other side I will repeat the same process. So after stitching the opening I have by the side, I will fold it just as I explained. I will hem that side also. Then the opening, which is the hemline, I will fold it over and hem that part as well. So I will be doing all this behind the camera, then I will show you the final result. So guys, here is the final look of a danshiki style for men. As you can see, this is looking beautiful. So here is my pocket. This is the bigger pocket. So I will be fixing a button on the pocket itself, but the buttonhole is going to be on the pocket flap and on the bigger pocket as well. So here is my placket, here is my neck facing. So this is the sleeve. I hemmed the sleeve, and the lower part is properly hemmed as well. So what I have left is to finish the vent I have by the side, and on the back I have this. So thank you guys for watching this video with me to the end. Try yours and share your experience with me at the comment section in case of any challenge. See you next time, and always do remember, there is no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs.